Hi everybody, it's Wendy's Wednesday. Welcome to the Scottish Quilter. It's really good that you've come back in again to watch another episode, and welcome to the channel. I'm Wendy, I'm sure you've worked that out already. You're in my kitchen, which is, well, as they say, everybody's got a room of requirements, just like Harry Potter. Only this room is a bit like the room of the requirements that still need to be done. We'll show you them. Meanwhile, what do you think of this thing? How good is that? Well, do you know, don't blow your own trumpet because it's not that good. So, this top one has been up for about a month. I made these Kaffe Fassett panels, no pattern. I just kind of worked it out for myself and used up a whole load of scraps. I had some blue grunge for the background, and I had a whole big 108 wide backing that I still had a bit left of, so I used that for the binding, and me being the usual, I had extra binding left. So last night I was down at the craft club and I bought this bad boy on Amazon, and it's a hole punch and eyelet tool. Yeah, it's a tool, a Wendy's tool, a girly tool. So I last night did 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 eyelets. We did a wee practice and a bit of material, and we kind of tweaked it a bit, made the holes first and then put the eyelets in. So I had extra binding, which I made what was left of it. Folded over, I opened it back up. It was a 2.5 inch piece of binding. Opened it back up, folded the edges in, ironed them together, and then made it thinner and doubled it over. So that's all that is. Probably not quite that size, about that size. So, and that's all that's left of that binding. So see, yeah, keeping it does come in handy. Anyway, put it through, but lo and behold, did it not all gape down here and gape down in the middle, and I thought, like, what do we do now? So I got the eyelet again, and I made another 2, 4, 6 on a panel, and put it back up again, and these bits started hanging down. Not so much that one, but more so these two with the weight of them. So then I thought, right, have I got magnets? Yes, I've got magnets, but how do I get them in the back, and would that work, or would that just pull it down even worse? Because if you put it on, anyway, I kind of thought it'll just make it worse. So we kiboshed that. Neil was sitting at the top of the table tonight having dinner, and he said, what about putting more eyelets in? So an eyelet here and here and here, and then I thought, it's just going to be full of holes and silver eyelets all over the place. So I thought, nope. So climbed up in the chair and moved the dogs out the road. They're both lying here, sleeping and listening away. And I got a wee tiny bit of blue thread and I sewed them up that way. But my plan for this had been to hang up a very, very, very special advent calendar, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. But if you hang on to the end of the video, the episode, yeah, it's an episode. If you hang on to the end of the episode, I'll hang them up and let you see if it works. But you have to see these first because they're very special. So, no pattern. Anybody wants to ask any questions, feel free. These are 4-inch squares. It's all Kaffe Fassett material. The backing, other than the backing being a dark blue grunge. I quite like grunge. And the eyelet punch tool you can get on Amazon. I'm sure you can get it in hardware stores too if you don't have access to Amazon. Anyway, I'm still kind of feeling a bit wabbit, so we're not in the craft room tonight doing a tour or doing a tidy up. I did a couple of things today, but I'm still a bit wabbit. Wabbit in Scotland means hingy. Hingy means not feeling great. There's that phone again. So I've not done a great amount today, but I have got it all in here about what I want to do and what I can actually do. The time things don't always marry up. So I do have a few hours tomorrow, so I might get some more done with plans and stage tomorrow. Anyway, that's that. What else have I to show you? I want to show you something really special. Now, I've told you before that I have some very special friends across the world actually, and one of them is Anna in Canada. And Anna and I send each other a Christmas and birthday present every year across the water, and in my parcel last year was this lovely wee Christmas tree. But because there was a Canadian strike last year, it didn't come till January, so I put it away and I've only just taken it out of the packet. It's probably one of the first decorations that I've put up. So it is going up here. I'll just close the window a bit. There, and hopefully it'll be fine till after Christmas. Anyway, right, some of these requirements that need to be addressed, I'm going to show you some just to let you see something from today, even though we're not in the craft room. This was a charm pack that I got from Janet Clare when we were down in Birmingham, and it's lots of sea images, dead easy, put it together. Oh, I thought I could see a footprint on there, but it's alright, like as in a dog footprint, a paw print, but it's not. I think it's just the material in this bit here. It's meant to have a bit of brown on it. Anyway, my plan for this is, you can see it's all sea things, so it could either be for the back of a couch, or it could be for a wall hanging, depends on what it's like when I get it finished. Anyway, I'm going to try and make some seagulls and applique them on. So this is one whip. A whip is a work in progress, WIP. This is another one. I've had this one for ages, still not wadded up. But Tim Holtz brought this out in the summertime, I think, maybe before. The pink palette of Tim Holtz. And all I can do really here is try and hold it up. Anyway, I didn't quite get it all as per Missouri Star and their tutorial on it, but it was a dead easy make. And I've actually got another Tim Holtz Fat Quarter pack. So that was made from Fat Quarters, and some cream grunge round as a border. To be done, requiring to be done. So it will sit here. It's not high up on the list of ones to do. And this is another one that Misty showed us. Oh, it doesn't even have a border on it. Anyway, I even can't remember what it's called, but I'll stick it in underneath. But this was quite a bright one, and it was Kaffe's retake on William Morris material, and it's quite a plain, not quite as bright, more pastel-y coloured. Anyway, that's just going to be a little throw when it gets a border and a back. Another one to be done. But this one, now when I first started quilting 2020, nothing really happened that year. I did make a bag that I will show you all one day. Anyway, later on that year, or probably in 2021, I was drawn to Sue Penn Fabric, and she brings out a new fabric design palette every year, and or near enough every year, and I always seem to end up buying some of her stuff. So as a result, I've got lots of leftovers. Now this was basically done with leftovers and a flower, a daisy panel that was in the middle of it. I don't even know which way up it is. Anyway, you can see the ones I did previously, that she's shown in videos previously, always had black borders round about them, black sashing, black borders. But anyway, I decided to do this one in blue. So I love the daisies, the flowers, and oh, it's that way because there's balloons on it. The balloons were from a different lot, a different design lot. So that was to be done. The backing's sitting out, so hopefully it won't take too long. But more higher up the list of priorities are these ones. Now, I've been trying to get to this. This has been quilted, and this is mostly from the Fine French Linen Company. Now this is for our Hayley, the newest baby in town. She's nearly 1, and so a baby can't have a quilt until they're 1 anyway. Anybody with a small baby, don't give them a quilt with wadding in it because they can overheat. So she's 1 in January, so she'll get it before then. It's all been quilted now. Again, dead easy pattern. I had a plain background, but I had extra squares, and I just made a wee bit down the middle so that I had plenty to wad it up with and get the backing done. So all that needs done here is to be trimmed and a binding on. So with some lovely purple from Fiona from the Fine French Linen Company. She's based in UK and Australia, but I am sure Fiona will ship worldwide. So I'm a bit out of breath. Anyway, this is just what's in here. But the other thing I've been working on this week, so I've been using the half square triangles, and I've been trying to get, oh holy night, I've tried to get all these half square triangles all sewn together, and they're nearly done, but not quite there. Anyway, that was another one of today's plans. But as plans go, right, I hope you can see this okay. So I got a sheet of ombre from the Cotton Patch. I got 3 actually, and one of them I decided not to cut up, but that's all the width of it. So I've tried to do the Oh Holy Night on it, but I haven't got them all on. Now you can see here we've got Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus, we've got the donkey, we've got the sheep, and we've got the shepherd. But there's no more room at the inn. However, if you see this wee shepherd here, he kind of looks like a king as well. So I wondered if I made him go the opposite way and somehow made 3 kings carrying something of a different shape. I could put them on this side. They'll need to be skinny though, won't they? Anyway, that's my plan. So that's that one. And the other one that I want to get done, because that's Christmassy, and I'm going to be posting that one. And the other one I want to get done is the Tilda Christmas, these ones. But it was Rachel from Stitch with Rachel that started this off and gave me the idea of it. And she also gave us the measurements. So if you look at her YouTube channel, Stitch with Rachel, she will show you all about it. She's just in the process of getting hers all sewn up together. I'm going to put a border sashing in between them all, and maybe some, we'll see, I don't know, I'm not really sure, but cream to go with the background. I can't even think straight. Right, here's my wee skinny shepherd. So he's going to be readapted and made into a king. Right, this is one thing that I really want to show you. Okay, so I was talking about my friend from Canada, Anna. Anna and I met on Facebook about 5 years ago, and no, that's rubbish, about 10 years ago. Yeah, must be about 10 years ago. She was on a group and I was on a group, and we were both helpers on a crochet group. I met Anna, and I also met my good friend Dawn. Now Dawn stays about an hour away, but Anna stays 3,424 miles away across the pond in Canada, near Toronto. So every year she sends me this lovely parcel, and she usually puts some crochet in it, and we used to send each other crochet items. I have sent her a quilt a couple of years ago, and she showed me a photograph of it on her tree outside. I'll put that on Facebook tonight and let you see the quilt I made and sent over to her, and she just loves it. Her favourite colour is blue. However, 2 years ago actually, she sent me over this advent calendar. Now, if we look at the advent calendar, you'll see these lovely little mittens. Is crocheted. Everyone has a badge, everyone has a peg with a number on it for the whole of Advent. Some of them say things like joy, good, holly jolly, another, but they're all different, and each one has a different image on the badge, and each mitten is slightly different from the other. Some are plain. They're all lovely colours, as you can see. And the year she sent it, 2 years ago, she filled it with goodies. There's something in here. What would still be in here 2 years down the line? Ah! Haha! It's a tea bag. It's a fancy Canadian tea bag. Yeah, it'll still be okay. We'll need to see if we can see the date on it. 8 to 10. Oh, it doesn't say. Sweet berries. Imagine there's still been one in there. How did I miss that? Anyway, number 4. Okay, don't think there's anything in any of the rest. See? Every day is a surprise. You never know what you're going to get on a day-to-day basis, especially in this house. Anyway, so my plan had been to try to... Where's number 1? Number 1. Have we got number 2? And get these up on here. But I'm now a bit scared in case it makes it all fall down. Do you know, it might just work. How cool is this? Do you like it? Let's mix them up a bit. Watch I don't stand him up with dogs. Oh, I need to tie his wee ribbons round his mitten. His wee ribbons. His or her wee ribbons. I'll need to tell you if the tea bag's kosher or not. Well, obviously, being a wee short arse, I'll look and get to the top, will I? Oh, I can't get in there now either because the dogs are there. Anyway, I'll come back to that. I'll put a picture on Facebook about that tomorrow. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you about and get finished, like, oh boy. Oh, wait till you see this. I found this today. So, wasn't actually going to tell you about this, but I may as well since it's just fallen off. This is a wee coin that was on my keyring and was sent to me by another very special friend, Leslie, who was my school friend, and I met her when I was 12. We were 12 and we're still friends today. Anyway, when I was going in for my last spinal surgery, Leslie sent me a nice gift box a couple of days before I went in because obviously I was a bit worried about it. Anyway, on that was a key ring for my keys, and it says, "Sometimes you forget you are awesome, so this is your reminder." And every time I saw that in my key ring, I smiled. But anyway, one day the key ring broke and I put it in my handbag, and for some reason or another it's out of my handbag today and it's been sitting on this table now, just fallen off. So that's luck falling between us onto the floor, between you and between me. So that's luck. And maybe find something in that box and get it back up. But the Kaffe quilt. So I've been looking into Kaffe quilts on YouTube. The other name for them is Kawandi? Oh, hear me go on my pronunciation again. Kawandi quilts, and they first originated from Asia. I think it was Bangladesh or somewhere around there. Anyway, they are very popular in India, but apparently it's a dying trade. Now, I kind of cheated and I've just been calling it a Kaffe quilt, apart from anything else I can see Kaffe. But I kind of cheated a bit, so I did piece all these rectangles together and then I hand sewed it. But I need to get back and finish this bit on the edge. But see the process of hand sewing this. This has inspired me and makes me want to do more hand sewing. Now, other than my embroidery I've been doing for the last year and another few embroidery bits, because I'm making one for Mum on linen. I haven't really done an awful lot of hand sewing since I was at school. other than sewing a button on or that kind of thing. So I'm now getting drawn to doing that. And if I would sit down at night and not watch YouTube, or sit for an hour and not fall asleep, maybe I could do some hand sewing at night time. Anyway, goals. But on the videos that I saw, apparently it's not called a Kawandi quilt properly until you sew on a little triangle on the corner and have it on the corner. I think that's too big for the triangle. It's probably more like that, and have it on the corner of your quilt. So when I was tidying up a bit in the craft room, I put the South African fabric away and I pulled out one of these and I thought I'll put it in one corner because, well, if I was the same as everybody else, I wouldn't be as quirky as I am, would I? So that's all the quilting stories I have for you, but I do have something really funny to tell you. So, well, it's kind of funny and not kind of funny. So last night we were at craft group, and now I haven't watched the news and I haven't googled this, so I've probably got it entirely wrong. Anyway, we were at craft group and we were talking about food, and one of the girls was saying that Tesco and Lidl and possibly another supermarket, but I don't want to say it in case I say the wrong one, have been withdrawing their chickens because of some bacterium. Somebody said salmonella. I said, could it be a campylobacter? Anyway, these are both bacteria, but there's also bird flu going about. So never really thought anything about it apart from the fact we were having a roast chicken tonight, and I have to say I was a bit cacking it when I put it in the oven. Anyway, it's well cooked, it's well eaten. So if I'm back up giving it Huey at midnight, then you'll know that there's a problem, but I don't think I will be. I think it's fine. I actually think it's fine. But interestingly, so Neil came in tonight and he was telling me that there's a turkey farm somewhere. I never even watched the news or heard, but there's a turkey farm somewhere that has been shut down at the moment because of bird flu, which is a terrible shame. 3 weeks before Christmas, because apart from anything else, this is their business. Put aside the animals and the animal rights and all that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he told me about that, and I was telling him about the chickens. And he said, what, is it bird flu that's affecting the chickens? And I said, no, it's Campylobacter or Semolina. And he looked at me and went, Semolina? So, Semolina is a pudding my gran used to make, and it's like wee tiny balls, a bit like rice. Anyway, the oldies used to make semolina, and probably still some people do still make semolina, but the fact that I said semolina instead of salmonella, which is a bacterial infection, he was walking away shaking his head as if to say oh dear. Anyway, I had to share that one because if nothing else, everybody that knows about semolina will laugh. And everybody knows about semolina and salmonella will know the difference. Oh, maybe tomorrow will be a better day. On that note, I will see you tomorrow with Advent. It'll just be a wee shorty somewhere. And I'll see you next week for Wendy's Wednesday on the Scottish Quilter. Please, if you're enjoying these videos that I put on every week, give me a thumbs up. Bendy thumbs, remember, bendy thumbs. See if you can all bend your thumbs like this, because you might just have the same syndrome I've got, if you can. It's not a syndrome, it's genetic, really. But anyway, see if you can bend your thumbs. So give me a like, please. Add a comment if you fancy it. Please watch today's Advent because it's quite meaningful. It's only 6 minutes. Subscribe, please, subscribe. Share it to your pals, do all the stuff because it all helps, and I really appreciate it, because one day all of my girls and all of my grandchildren will have all these memories of their gran Wendy and their mum, and people have something to smile about. So on that note, speak to you soon, love you, bye.